Hey, it's Rogue, and this was to be a video about the Myers rework and how I think they nerfed him instead of buffed him. But when I tried to make a bullet point about all the things that are wrong in the Myers rework and how now he's weaker, whatever, I kept hitting my head on the fact that it's not just that the killer is weak and the cooldowns and the mechanics and whatever. There are so many filler palettes now that every map is so insanely safe, with the exception of Forgotten Ruins and Lumpkin Lane that are now reasonably safe, that any M1 killer would have struggled. It wasn't that the Myers dash, which is ridiculous by the way, why is Myers dashing? It wasn't that the Myers dash is bad, it's that any M1 killer, including Doctor, would have had a very hard time getting a hit in a place where there are three very strong interconnected filler palettes connecting to Shack or to main. And I am willing to show you the absurdity of the maps right now, because behavior, this palette update is just not it. It's totally unwarranted. Who asked for this? Except for Haddonfield and Forgotten Ruins, of course. But who asked you to put more palettes in Badham? Not even the most survivor-sided survivor main with 50,000 hours on Survivor said like, yeah, let's put more palettes in Hero Crows. So let me show you the absurdity of these maps. The only Badham variant that is playable in a public match right now is Badham 1, and this map has always had a problem with very strong filler palettes connecting to the structures that they are very close to. But now we also have strong filler palettes on the map's edge. Now here in front of main where we spawn, we already have one of the strongest main building, pre-running main building in the game, connected to 1, 2, 3 really strong filler palettes that themselves connect to another strong filler palette, which is that one, that connects to the strong House of Pain, which has a vaultable window here and another window over there that you can see here. That window is not part of the house itself, this is another fence. We have this entire structure connects to this strong filler palette over here, that connects to the other strong filler palette over here, that connects to Shack. How are you gonna play this as an M1 killer? And by the way, if I can, I will include it because I had this RNG. I also had the window spawn right here, so you know, windows over there, over the House of Pain, connecting to this filler palette, connecting to Shack, that I think now is always oriented like that, at least a small grace with the window on the other side, and also connected to this filler palette that I think is a fixed spawn.
A few moments later.
But here, we have a really strong filler connecting to this window that connects to the other window of the two-story house, which is a very strong loop by itself. This connects to Shack and also connects to this other filler palette that has always been here, to be fair. This is something an M1 killer cannot outplay. Even if you're playing Legion with Erebodon, by the time the survivor has dropped all these palettes and you are gonna break them with your fat ass, you lost the game. There is this other filler palette that connects with two-story, which is a pretty painful house to play as an M1 killer if you haven't broken all of these walls. And now we get to the edge map where we get another filler palette that connects to this other filler palette very, very well. Like you can just literally vault from that window, this window over here in the house, in the two-story house, and connect it very easily to this filler palette. That is pretty good. Like you have gaps here, you can see the killer. And then you connect to this other one, which is, I mean, yes, you can mind game this part maybe if the survivor is blind, but otherwise. And this connects directly to main, so you can get like the whole tour guide of the map if the survivor is even barely decent at the game. And this main building, like you take a hit anywhere, let's say you create a dead zone, right? Let's say you are okay, you know, I'm gonna create a dead zone, I'm gonna break this pallet, I'm gonna break that pallet, and at the point the house is not particularly safe, so I'm gonna get a hit in here. I mean, it's not particularly safe if you have broken this wall here, otherwise, well, good luck. But let's say that you make it and you're like, okay, I can take a hit here, right? And then the survivor is gonna run to main and you are absolutely cooked. Here on Eerie, we also had an upgraded density of palette, not so much in the main area. As you can see, there's like these fillers. They usually didn't spawn all three together, but they are all three very weak. The only problem is that they all three connect to main. It's really changed is the way they spawn around Shack. usually these palettes do not spawn like this. You usually don't have this palette if you have that other palette. And I have had the map generation being 2 of these that are, I mean, you can bloodlust this, sure. 2 of these spawn around shack. So one here, as you see this one, and the other over there where now we have the rock. These rocks are, I mean, they're not the safest, but they are reasonably safe, and you are gonna get juice on them. Especially if you consider that if you respect the palette, if you try to mind game, whatever, the survivor can connect to shack very, very easily. Eerie of Crow, Badam, these maps do not need to be stronger. These maps are strong already. I can understand. Oh, and the double palette. Oh yeah, don't get me started on the double palette. Here, like this, connecting into the window in main, connecting into the double palette. I want some killer main with 16,000 hours to show me how you play this, like this, double palette, plus this connection to main. Plus the fact that you can reasonably reach this other filler palette and that TL wall. As an M1 killer with no anti-loop power like Legion or Ghostface, I want them to tell me like, Rogue, you are so ignorant, you have to play this like this, and you get a hit in 15 seconds. Now, I think that the criteria that the devs used to add fillers to the map was how big the map is. And if the map was big enough, they didn't add those many fillers. Like, look at Ormond. Yes, there is like some edge map Z-wall. That one I think was already there, but this one behind shack didn't used to be there. And if you go to the other side of main, there are some fillers over there too that didn't used to be there, like this one. I've never seen this thing before, honestly. I mean this one in the corner, that was this. But the problem is, even adding some filler palettes to the edge map of a map as big as Ormond means that if you chase a survivor and they can waste more of your time, that is already gonna be very precious, because the traversal time of this map for an M1 killer is 5 hours. Every second that they can waste of yours on a Z-wall edge map, that's gonna be a problem. So I don't really approve of these either. Yes, we have a little dead zone, for example, here, but you take a hit over there, you go to main, you're perfectly fine. So Ormond has always been a pretty strong map for survivor. Even adding Z-walls, I think, was unwarranted. But I am not done. I have talked about Badam and Eerie of Crows because it's the most absurd thing that they buffed these 2 very strong maps already. Just take a look at a usually balanced map, which is Cold Tower. Filler palette. Now we have a Z-wall there, another Z-wall here, connecting to this filler, connecting to the window in main. Look at the palette density here. Look! You have this almost reasonable area over here. Like, yes, we have 2 Z-walls edge map. Sure, I'm fine. I'm okay with that. And then we have this filler connecting to this other filler, connecting to this other filler that connects to this distance holder over here now for some reason unknown to men, that connects to shack, because of course, don't you want 2 filler palettes connecting to shack and to other structures? Like, it's 2016, right, guys? This shit, like this, and 5 meters after this, you have the pallet gym. Why? What's is this 2v8? What's happening? On Cold Tower, a balanced map. This is what a balanced map looks like. Like, I do understand that we needed more pallets again in the weakest maps, and they're perfectly fine now. But why did we also sprinkle them all over the place? And the last thing I want to show you, and it's for comic relief at this point, is Crotos Pren. This map has been shrunk down in size a little. And the problem of this map was that it was extremely palette dense, or structure dense in general, and was also ginormous. So you shrunk it down in size, you have to remove some structure from this 2v8 size map. And instead, we added some shit, because why not? So we have this Ormond gym over there, connecting to this filler palette, connecting to the Z-wall, which I know it's a Z-wall, but yet. Connecting to this other palette over here. Now, windows of opportunity in this update is a must. This is safe, kind of. This is decently safe, reasonably safe. They didn't add, like, turbo gold palettes everywhere, but they did add palettes everywhere. Look at the structure density over here. Why do we have this palette connecting to the Ormond gym? Why do we have that? What is the point? Are you afraid? Like, do you want a survivor to never get hit ever again? I don't know. I don't know behavior. Like, I thought you were better. Then we have the shack. Then why not connects to 2 Z walls? I mean, let's connect the shack to something. Like, why not? It's such a weak structure. Connecting to this very safe pallet. Connecting to this jungle gym, which is it a normal? No, it's a trash hormone gym. Sure, it's still good. Connecting to this filler pallet. Connecting to that pallet gym. Okay, now we have a hill. You get a break. If they don't make it to main, you're fine. But if they make it to main, in this particular spawn, there's a pallet right here. So you're kind of screwed, bro. Connecting to this filler pallet that is not that terrible. It's not the best, but it's not that terrible. Connecting to this, and we have done another full leap of the... I mean, this pallet's trash. But we have done another full leap of the map, and we are back to square one. The survivor has successfully juiced us for like 36 gens. The gens in the next trials have also been completed because we got juiced for so much time that time and space just warped themselves. If I enjoy playing M1 killer, if I don't want to play Krasu or some other S tier ultra OP killer that survivors DC the second they hear the terror radius, how am I gonna play this setup? Please. Like, I know some people out there have really 20k hours. Please tell me. I wanna know. I wanna learn. If there is a way, I am willing to learn. If not, please behavior like this is not it.